Hello everybody, Dave from Area Arachnids here on a Thursday morning. Yeah, what's in the box? So we're going to open it up and find out. I opened the top part, but I haven't gone in it yet. Actually just flipped this over. If you saw by the thumbnail, I used the other side for the thumbnail for the video. So let's proceed and see what's in here. Okay, now these came from Erickson's Exotics. I like his card, pretty cool. The Seriopagopus lividus. And then all his information is on the back. If you watched Super Tarantula Shanty's video of her expo, Adam was vending there with Danielle. And I think Shanti got one tarantula from him, so you probably saw this card in her video too. So pretty cool. Let's find out what we got going on in here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12. Let me pull this out of the way. Okay, so there's supposed to be 12 total in here. I can't tell if this is 2 straws or 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So these 10 are probably the Lasiodora difficilis, and I was supposed to get 2 Tarantula caudatus, so we're going to have to find out what's going on in there. I'll go double check the box and make sure there's nothing else in there, and then we're going to get some homes made, because I wasn't exactly sure how big these little ones were going to be, so we're going to use just little, probably 2-ounce deli cups for these guys, or sauce cups, or whatever you want to call them. I was thinking about using these, which I probably could, just, fill it up halfway with dirt, put a couple of holes up on top here. I'm putting them in these, so I have to figure out if that's what I want to do, stick them in these or stick them in the little sauce cups. Not a big fan of the little condiment cups, but I can use them, especially for these guys. So alright, let me pause you, and I'm going to figure out what's going on here, make sure I didn't miss anything in the box, and figure out why there's only 1 caudatus here. Okay. Okay guys, here is what we did. Now, there was supposed to be 12 tarantulas in here, and there was 11. Now this one here doesn't count because it's a freebie, so we were missing 2. And the 2 that we were missing were the Tarantula caudatus. And Adam just absolutely just forgot to put them in the box. It just, it's one of those things that happens. I'm not upset about it. I mean, I'm a little upset because I'm not getting the caudatus, but stuff happens, and people are only human, so they're going to make mistakes. So what we decided to do, instead of him, packing 2 of them up and him having to pay to ship them here, which is going to, cost him $65 out of his own pocket to ship them here, I said, just refund me the money, and it'll be a lot easier. That way, he's only out the $30, but he still has a spider, so he's really not out anything. So it's a little bit easier that way, and I will just use that money and add on a tarantula from Pelt Frictions, because I was going over 2 that I want to get. I'll tell you what they are. They're Serrata jar species, and I asked Alexandra which one she liked better, and she said, well, she goes, it's not a basic, which one we like better, but one's a little bit more rare, and once she sells out, she doesn't know when she'll get them back. So I think she said she only had 6 left. So I said, okay, I'm going to get that one. And The other one she has a breeding pair of, so it's not that big of a deal. I could always get them later. But now that you know, we had this little mix up in the Tarantula, I'll just get the extra serrata jar species and the one that I wanted before, and then we'll be done with it. And so instead of getting another Tarantula, I'm just going to get another serrata jaris instead. So that works out just as well for me, because that'll put me up to 4 different serrata jaris species. That's pretty cool. So again, we have the 10 little tiny, you can maybe see, I don't know, it'll focus. You can see it right there. It's very, very small. I mean, very, very small. I would say 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch when they're stretched out, probably. I would call these 1/4 inch tarantulas right now. They're second instar. So for those of you that don't know what instar means, you have all the different stages of a tarantula's life. When they have eggs, you have eggs. So when the eggs are developing and the eggs sac their eggs, when they create legs, which it looks like an egg with just legs on it and a little tiny head, that's eggs with legs. And then you have the first instar, which means they molt out of that eggs with leg stage and they molt into something that's more semblance of a spider, but still has the egg-looking abdomen. Now, once they molt out of that, then you go into the first instar, and then every molt after that is another instar. And for those people that like to keep track of that stuff, I don't bother. Especially, I could probably do it with these guys because I got them in, and I know that they were first instar. My Brachypelma albiceps, the little tiny one that I have is probably about the same size as these. Came in as first instar, and it's molted twice, so it would be a third instar, and it's still this size. So it's kind of interesting how they go. Now, these ones they don't grow super quick, but they will grow much quicker than the Brachypelma species, of course. My Lasiodora is probably 2 years old, maybe a little bit over. I've had her for about a year. When I got her, she was about an inch and a quarter. And I think Ruth hatched them out the year before. So she's about 2.5 years old, and she's now about 5 inches. So when they get to that 1.5 inch mark, the Lasiodora species just blow up with size every time they molt. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. If you go over to Spidey V, I don't know if he did a video yet of his Lasiodora difficilis that molted. His has got the bigger size and the coloring. So you'll be able to see what these guys look like if you go over there. And again, I'm not quite sure that well, that makes it worse, huh? Did a video on that one yet or not. Why aren't I using this? Let's see if this changes things. A little bit. You can actually see the tarantulas with this light back here instead of light above. And again, for those of you that are doing YouTube channels and want to start with YouTube channels, my advice to you is to invest in something, that is a ring light or something that's a light behind your camera or that'll attach to your camera, because that's such better lighting. And you can see the difference between that and this, because you have the light that's coming down. Of course, it can't get through those, so you have the shadows. But when you go back to this, you're actually, you have the forward-facing light. And this little ring light's got 3 levels. So, okay, so that's that. So he refunded me the money for the Chordatus, no big deal. And this is a Poecilotheria striata he sent as a freebie. And again, that'll just end up going to Amy. I appreciate that he sent it to me, but I'm not a huge Poke fan. So Amy she's trying to breed them all, I think. And so we'll give her another one to add to her collection. So she'll be getting 3 from me, a female Miranda, and then the small Ornata, and this little one. And I'll have to make sure I tell Alexandra that, if she intends on sending freebie stuff, which they generally do, it's not that they need to, but I'll just kind of tell her not to send me anything arboreal, unless it's a Salmopaeus. I don't mind so much the Salmopaeus species, but I'm not really huge into these Poecilotheria. So, yeah, I'd rather get something African or Asian. That's just me. So that's them. And then yesterday when we got home from Haley's softball, let's see if this will focus for us. this little dude was on our ceiling. And again, my wife is petrified of spiders. She can't stand them, and their first instinct is always to kill them. Now Haley will catch them for me and bring them in here. She'll leave them in a vial and say, "Do you want this? If not, we'll take it outside and let it go." Well, Alex, because Mom's telling him to kill it, had the shoe out, and I was like, "Oh no, God, please don't kill him." I don't know why you guys I have a ton of spiders in here. Why do you think that it would be okay just to kill them? But that's just dumb. So I caught him, brought him in here. Actually have him in this enclosure that I got from Dreamco Plastics. Now there's just a little plant in there, and I think this guy's a male. But you can see he's munching down on a cricket. And this is a Phidippus oryx, so it's just a bold jumping spider. You can see it's kind of cool because it's got like greenish. Are they greenish or are they yellowish? Maybe they're yellowish with the way the light is shining on. They look green, but yeah, this one's a little bit different than the normal ones that I see here, but pretty close. I mean, it's still got the white dot on the abdomen, but again, I think this one's a male. So we're just going to keep him in here, and we'll probably throw a stick in there or something. But I expect him to kind of, he's been up top. He was up top here when I put him in, hanging out in the corner. And then I fed him, and I didn't get to see him jump down and get it, but he did. He was upside down. I have pictures of that. He was upside down underneath a leaf here when he caught the spider, or the cricket. And then he crawled up there and brought it up into the tree like a jaguar does. So, jaguar or a leopard. Probably more leopard, right? Leopards do that. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. He's been eating this cricket since last night. So, he's taking his good old time with it. But he's safe and secure. No smushing with the shoe. I seen him the other day, but I lost him. He kind of went behind some molding. So I couldn't get him. So I was like, he'll be out eventually. So, okay, so those are kind of the new things. Again, we'll figure out what we're going to do with all these Difficillus. My brother didn't want one because he's holding out now for a Brachypelma auratum. He was going to order one. But I offered him the Baumgarteni, which saved him probably 50%, because it would have cost them probably $145 to $150 to have that auratum sent to him, and I sold him the Baumgarteni for $70, and that Baumgarteni's almost 2 inches, so he kind of got a deal. Actually, they're probably more about $100 for that size. So I saved him a boatload of money, and I decreased one of my tarantulas here. So I'll show you guys one more thing, and this was kind of I'm going to say it because it was an impulse buy, but I have some of these already. So it's not like I don't know how to take care of them, and it's not like it's something that I didn't research, because I've had a couple of these for, I don't know, I think we've had one for 3 or 4 years. I can't remember when Haley got it. Probably in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 years. The other one we've had for 2. So I know how to take care of them, but I couldn't pass it up because of its color. So I'm going to bring that one down. I don't know the sex of it yet. I haven't bothered flipping it over to check, but I'll show you. So there it is. Now this is just a leopard gecko. And to be honest with you, I've had these for so long, I don't even know what the scientific name of these is. I'll probably have to write that down now and put the labels on their enclosures. But I couldn't pass it up because of its color. I am a huge orange fan. I've always wanted an orange one. Again, I don't know the sex of this one, but he's very, very calm. When I first held him yesterday, he was a little flighty, but he calmed down, just kind of sat in my hand for a while. Of course, they like the heat, so they're gonna sit in my hand. He's in a temporary setup right now. This is just a 7-liter Sterilite shoebox, and I'll kind of hand you guys down so you can see what we did. There's just a log for him to climb on, which he loves staying up top, and then there's this little thing that I've used before with. I haven't used it in years, though. It was used with my Hapalopus species Columbia large, and then we had it in with the snapping turtle. And this is the thing that the snapping turtle got stuck in. He kind of came up underneath it and got his head stuck out there, and he couldn't get back out again. So I put it in here for him so he has some place to hide, but he's going to go into the 5-gallon aquarium that I have empty. We're going to clean out the other 2 geckos, Luna and Soul, and then we're going to put them in the 5-gallon aquarium temporarily. and then get their 10-gallon aquarium completely cleaned out. And then we're going to stick him, we're going to get a nice setup for him done in the 5-gallon aquarium. So we decided that we're going to go ahead and release the snapping turtle. Again, he was just a rescue. He was stuck to a road, and as much as I think it's cool to have him, because we caught him ourselves well, we didn't catch him, we rescued him really, but I really think that we're going to go ahead and release him so that he can grow and into a bigger area and be out on his own and be free. So this little dude's kind of crazy. I'm going to try and feed him a mealworm, see if he'll take a mealworm from me. Hand feed him. Now they've been hand feeding this guy because the other one that they had with this one is actually blind, and I'm really considering going back and getting that one, because that one can't see, and it's going to need some extra TLC. You want this? No, you missed. There, it's in the bowl. Get it in the bowl. Get it. You're going to eat it out of my fingers, but you don't want to eat it out of the bowl. So again, they kind of were hand feeding both of them, and I'm not really quite sure why they were hand feeding this one, but I think it was just because they were hand feeding the other one. They just decided to hand feed this one. And these were, yes, they was at a pet store. No, it was not Petco. It wasn't PetSmart, but it was a place called Pet Supply Plus. It's a new store here in Erie. There's 2 of them. And I stopped in there because I had to kill some time. I'll try doing it again here, see if it'll take it. If I can get the worm again. Hey, little guy. Look, there's a worm in there. Where'd it go? There's the worm. The worm's running around in there. But these are just great, beginner reptiles. Probably one of the best beginner reptiles that are out there. They're pretty easy to take care of. There's not a ton that you have to worry about with them. Just make sure they have water. Make sure that they are fed. Oh, you missed it. How'd you miss that? And you give them some calcium now and again. Now these two big bins were basically, they came in a enclosure that I bought. They were some breeder boxes, and these came with them. So that's what these breeder boxes were actually used for, was females to lay eggs in. So these things, there you go. Oh, good, now I know you'll eat mealworms because they fed him strictly crickets. So we'll use that as a water dish and then a mealworm dish, and we'll put a small dish in there for calcium, because my other ones won't eat anything dusted, believe it or not. But and that's what they did where this one was. They just had a small calcium dish, and then they would just get the calcium when they wanted to. And I know Luna does it a lot, but Soul I'm not sure. So I named this one Nova, just to keep the name celestial. So we have Luna, Soul, which is the moon, the sun, and now we have a star. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked about getting an orange one. I really am. The one that was with him is kind of, I guess it would be more of a blizzard, like Soul is a blizzard. So it's kind of grayish, but he can't see very well, if at all. They're not even sure if he can see at all. So I probably should go back and get him, but we'll see. I know Peyton has wanted one, so I'm going to ask her if she may be interested in it, and then I can just go get it for her, and then when she gets back from Texas, she can pay me for it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to have animals that you have to take care of, and that they're really respondent to or dependent upon your care, which most animals are, but something like that, a blind animal, that relies on their eyes to see to hunt, you know, being able to, or having to take care. I don't want to give that one this kind of water. I'm going to use this one. Don't want to use distilled water for the geckos. I'll use the spring water for them. We'll give him some water and see if he's interested in some agua. But so it was kind of an impulse buy, but like I said, not really, because I already have some, so I know the care and I know what I need to do. I think, you know, when you start talking about impulse buys, you're more thinking of, you know, ooh, that's kind of cool looking, I'm just going to buy it, and then bring it home and you have no idea how to care for that animal, or, you know, what the requirements are for that animal. So, and people do it, and, you know, they get faulted for it all the time. People, you know, on the groups will complain and say that, you know, didn't you do your research and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's just one of those deals. And I'm tired of just, you know, getting on people because of their choices. If you want to go and impulse buy something, you get it home and you research it, as long as you can go back and get the stuff that you need to take care of it, you know. I mean, if you look at the way some of these things are kept in some of the pet stores, I would never buy a gecko from Petco or PetSmart because of the way that they're taken care of. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in a small little container, and, you know, half of them look really, really small. They have no humid hides, so they have nothing to create humidity for them to help molt, or not molt, but shed. They generally have stuff for them to hide in, but, you know, if you have 5 or 6 or 7 of them, it kind of gets tough. And this guy here is very, very active. He, especially because I had the lid off. When I don't have the lid on, he's actually pretty chill, and he just kind of sits around and doesn't do much of anything. So he's back here in the corner, kind of chilling. So I'll try and give him one more mealworm and see if maybe he'll take it out of my hand this time and without biting my hand. You don't want another one? No? We'll put it in the dish over here and you can get it when you want it then. So we're going to try and dust up for him and see if we can get him to eat dusted prey. Like I said, my other two won't do it, period. If I dust anything from them, they, you know, and it's generally mealworms. I don't dust the crickets because I just get them a box. I won't do that with him because he's only by himself. We'll just kind of feed him every couple days, and we'll see him, you know, more and more. Probably see the other geckos a little bit more and more in the channel. Just because they're just so cool. I just love the way they look and their eyeballs and everything else. You want to come out? Oop. Now, where are you going to go now? You don't want to go there, do you? Yeah, I didn't think so. He's crawling underneath here, the tripod. I don't want to try and move the camera because I have to make sure that he doesn't get to some place where I can't get him. Come on. There he is. And he's just got some really, really cool coloring. Really, really cool. You see me shaking. The shaking is actually getting a little bit worse when I have to hold my arm up. So, all right, now I'm going to put him back in, and I think he's got, you know, he's got a little blizzard in him, I would expect. I don't know much about the morphs, but I think that coloring, that grayish coloring, is a blizzard trait. I'd have to find somebody that knows, you know, morphs about these, that can give me an answer if they have any idea what kind of morph this one might be. But without breeding, you know, the mom and dad, it's kind of hard to tell what they're actually, you know, what the hets are. And again, I don't understand a lot of stuff because I'm not a big reptile guy, but I do like the leopard geckos. I really, really do. I could probably have 10 or 15 of these things and not bat an eye. And that may be something I do in the future is you know, cut back on some of the tarantulas and get a few more of these guys. So, yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit that bell up top. It'll notify you when new videos are out. Again, you'll look forward to some new things next week. You know a couple of them, at least the genus, but the other two I haven't said anything about yet. I don't believe I have. I did do a video on my Acanthognathus Frankie. We'll try and get that uploaded, and then we're going to do I'm going to try and do the 1,000 subscriber stuff today. Try to do the video later tonight and then upload it tomorrow during the day. That's my plan. So be looking forward for that. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in and watching. And we will do another giveaway at the 1,500 subscriber mark. By then I should have the last Theodora Parabona in. There'll be, 30 of those. The only problem I'm going to have is because I don't have... Well, let me go over that in this in a minute here. Let me pause this for a second and watch him crawl around. So anyway, again, I want to do another giveaway at the 1,500 subscriber mark, and I want to do it with tarantulas. This will have to be for United States citizens only because I can't ship internationally. I can't ship across the borders to Canada or Alaska or Hawaii. The only issue that I have, because my channel is still small, so I don't have Patreon. I'm not getting any money from YouTube yet. I just applied for the partnership thing, but based on my annual average, I would only make like between $48 and $530 some a year off YouTube partnerships for ads and stuff. So if I do giveaways with stuff that's live, because of the way they have to be shipped, I'm not going to be able to cover shipping. So you would have your choice of two ways. You can enter the contest and pay for the shipping yourself overnight, depending on where you're at. It could be up in the neighborhood of $700, or yeah, $70, not $700, $70. If you do 2-day, it's generally no more than $37. That'll be entirely up to the people that want to join and enter. We'll have to decide that when we get a little bit closer to that area, and go from there. But again, thanks again for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for the comments, and I wished I would get more comments, really. I mean, I get comments from my same people, my loyal followers all the time, but I know there's a lot more than just them watching. And it's a lot of the people that are in the YouTube Tarantula community, the Tarantula YouTube community Facebook group that do most of the commenting on my videos. So, those of you that are out there that watch the videos, I know some of them are long, and some of them are long-winded, and you're just listening to me talk a lot, but, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to read stuff and, maybe things that I can help improve on doing these videos. I'm going to do my Erie tour, but I'm going to use the camcorder for that, so we'll see how that works out. Are you going to get a drink of water? Yeah, it's water. It's water. It's not going to hurt you. He's a little unsure here. He keeps dipping his nose in, and then I don't know if he's actually drinking or not. He might be. Yeah, he is. So, yep, again, thanks for watching. Hit that bell up top. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. I mean, I can take it. Comment down below whatever you feel. And, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. And I'm trying to compile questions that are asked to me to do another Q&A. And we'll kind of do that maybe outside, maybe down by Elk Creek or something with an outside backdrop, outdoors backdrop. So thanks for watching. We'll see everybody later.